Welcome to our channel. My name is O'Brien and I would like to thank you for watching this video. If you find value in it, please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please put it in the comment area below. Thanks again for watching. You can see that we have oil that's continuing to fall. We talked about that a little last night on the call. And oil is down more than 30% since its high, and that's happened just in a few trading sessions. So when things get overbought, they can drop significantly, and when things get oversold, they can rise significantly. So this afternoon, we're going to be talking about things that can potentially rise significantly over the next several months to a little over a year, based on this bearish type of market that's going on right now. It's a lot of stocks that have been beat down, and we should be trying to build a watch list on things that are 20, 30, 40, 50, 60% down from their highs, and that could be an amazing buying opportunity to try to play it out. It's hard to time these things, right? We've been in a bull market since every year since 2019 for the most part. So can this entire year be bearish? Absolutely, right? And to this point, it has been. We're pretty much throughout. We're halfway through March, and every month to this point has been bearish. Almost every week this year has been bearish. But when the markets are down, let's say that the NASDAQ down 20%, let's say the Russell down 20%, at one point the ES was down about 15%, and that's the S&P 500. If the broad market is down 15%, then you have stocks that represent that broad market that are down 20, 30, 40, 50, even 60% off their highs. So you want to take advantage of that. And we tried to send out some of those ideas earlier this morning for some of the trade ideas. And if you have some, please share it with the group. We should all be trying to build a list that we can use and take advantage of some of these things that are really been beat up. All right, so before we do that, before we look at a few stocks that are beat up, I want to also point out that you should be trying to take advantage of this up move as well, based on the Fed coming out with their interest rate decision tomorrow. They're going to raise the interest rates most likely 25 basis points, and no more than 50 basis points, but I believe it's going to be 25 basis points, and then whatever they forecast for the remainder of the year, that's going to be market movement. We're going to have a lot of volatility tomorrow when the Fed come out at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So this is a perfect time to kind of reposition things if you need to. And we've had an account in this all speculative account. We had this trade on in the NASDAQ. We had an iron condor that we should have rolled. We should have rolled up the call side a long time ago, this part here, because it's barely $1 left in the trade. We should have did that, but we didn't. We lost our opportunity, so no need to do it now. But you can see that we've been in this trade for 41 days, and we still haven't had any profit to this point on the trade. We haven't had to adjust it or anything such as that, because we put on the trade, and I think in a good manner. We were vigilant about the strikes we were picking, about the deltas we were picking, about the whiffs we were doing, and so forth. But because of the volatility that has increased since we put on the trade, it's still holding its premium on the put side. So we have not been able to profit from the trade to this point. As you can see, it's saying that we're down 80%. But our put side is basically darn near in the green zone for us, as what we consider the green zone in the Dorian Way. But what we're going to do is buy it back, and then we're going to roll it out, because this is coming. It's coming on to it's basically our 15-day rule at this point, where we take profits or remove the trade out to kind of reduce risk, to minimize the volatility of our P&L curve. So we're going to roll this out, and this is things that you should do in a bearish market, when the market gives you an opportunity, when it jumps up like it is today. It's off its highs by about 20 points for the ES, and maybe a decent amount from the NASDAQ as well. Let's check that really quickly. So the NASDAQ's highs, as you can see here, were about 13,400. And so it's about 100 points off its highs for this trading session. So we can still take advantage of this and try to roll this out. So what we're going to do, we're going to buy this back. And as you can see with 16 days to go, this is a 16 delta. So barely the beginning of the yellow zone for us. So what we're going to do is roll this out and go to the yellow zone with 45 days to go. So we're going to send that, and they're most likely not going to fill us at mid, and they do, because I'm yapping and they say, and I thought it were going to make us move that, but they didn't. So that's good. So we got the 1375. Now we're going to go out 45 days, and we're going to reposition the trade, and we're going to do it like a traditional roll out, and we're going to go to the 16 delta, and we're going to put on the same trade, same width. So this is it. We're going to do it for a small credit if we can get filled at that mid there, and let's see if they give it to us to mid this time. I doubt it. Let's count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and no love there. So we're going to put this down a little bit and see if we can get it. And come on, give us filled. Let us get filled here. And we would love to stay at that 17, that 16 delta there. But they're going to make us drop this down, and unfortunately, that's going to put us at a price that we do not want to be at. So we're going to have to make it one more adjustment, and we can do that here in a second. Let's hit cancel here, and let's move it up. We might move it up to a 17 delta so we can get filled and not have to add the call side right now, okay, to be able to pay for it. So let's hit cancel here. Let's go back, replace the order, similar order, and let's move this up a little, see if they give it to us. There we go. We're going to move it up to a 17 delta, still 100 points wide, and we're going to send it, and it changed the mid already for us. A joy. All right, so we're going to drop that back. We were lucky that first time, and we're not lucky this time. We're getting filled. So this is the working order. It's at 1450. So we're going to try 1425. We should get filled there, and hopefully that should do it. Wow, not getting filled. All right, so there we go. All right, so let's check and see if we got filled at a decent price here. All right, so perfect. So we received $10, basically $8.48. So we got just about $1.50 in credit. That's all we wanted. We wanted to do it for credit, keep the extrinsic that we wanted to have. But we were able to move the trade, everyone. We were able to move from a 12,230 strike to a 11,700 strike. So that's about a 530 point difference to give us some room. Yes. You have a question?
Hi, yeah, I'm on the call as well, and I am doing it with you. I got filled on uh, selling the selling it back,
Mm-hmm.
the 1575, but I did not get filled just yet on the other one. On
On
trying
the
to.
replacing it. Okay, so go to the 45 days, Luann, and then put it on at the 11,700, and then sell the 11,700, buy the 11,600, and try to do it for 425. Maybe they'll give it to you. Let's look at some of these ideas that we sent out on things that we can potentially play that are really beat up, right? And some of these names we're going to talk about um, are things that you guys all know, right? So we send out this trade idea for Netflix. You can see how Netflix has been beat up, and it's barely up a little over 2% today. This is still, to me, a really beat up stock that's down, quite a bit. That's down more than 50% from its high, as you can see here, right? So that's a really big drop that you can potentially play. What we did was talk about a short-term type of thing with Netflix, is selling a put spread. This is a high probability trade. If you did it with 30 days to go, this is still geared up, as you can see when I was looking at it this morning. And if you did this trade, it would still give you 12% after fees and commissions, and this would be your buying power based on that 12%. You'll get $100, which is great, and you're at a 13 delta right now. So that's a good high probability trade with 30 days to go. If you want to play it for a longer term, then it's going to cost you a little bit more capital, but it can be probably a lot more beneficial. So let's say Netflix has been beat up. You think it's going to recover like it has in the past. You can go out a little bit. Let's just go out to 276. I'm just picking this arbitrary type of number, but it gives you a little bit more time to work. So I would play the call side and try to get a little bit more. So for example purposes, I would buy something, let's say at the money for the most part with this 58 delta, and then I would look first to sell something outside of the expected move. The TastyWorks platform gives you that expected move by this ruler here, or you can just look to the right here where it says plus or minus 100. You can get the same type of number off the Thinkorswim platform. So if I sell this out just out the end of this expected move, that's going to cost me $3,500 to make. And when we're doing these type of trades, we want to spend one to make at least one. In this case, we're spending one to make almost double. And so if you're down 50% on something like this, then you want to get out. Your directional move did not play out. So you're not going to lose 3,500, or you should not lose 3,500. You should get out once you're down 50% on that move. All right, another one that I wanted to talk about is PayPal. We talked about this for a while. This has been beat down as well. This is down way more than 50% from its high. If we actually do the calculation, this is brutal here. So you got the 92 basically was the low minus what the high was 310 divided by 310. So let me just make sure that is correct. Divided by 310. All right, so this one is down about 70% from its high, and so that's a really big jump. Like I said, some of these things, and this is this is a well-known company, S&P 500 company, that's down 70%, and the NASDAQ at one point was only down a little over 20%. So this is a significant drop that you can use to potentially take advantage of it going forward. So if we go over here and we look at this on PayPal, and you can see that we put up a trade with 311 days here, and we did the same kind of concept we were talking about before, buying a call spread and then selling outside of the expected move, as you can see here. So this is pay one to make a little bit more than one, and you can see that if you're down 50%, once again, same kind of concept. If you're buying, get out of this trade. Your directional move didn't play out, but you're giving yourself 311 days for this PayPal to kind of recover. And when it recovers, I think it's going to recover definitely more than that 135. So this can be a really nice play if you let it play out. Okay. All right. So another one that I wanted to talk about that hasn't been beat up as much, but it's the biggest company market cap wise in the world, and this is Apple. You can see that Apple has fallen below its 200-day moving average. As you can see here, is trying to go back above it here this morning or this trading session, but it is definitely been a little bearish recently. So I would think this would be pretty attractive. And the trade idea we did today is that if you're okay with taking ownership of Apple, we were looking at the 30 days to expiration and selling this naked put. And this morning you could have got it for a lot better, around 201. So the premium's already come out of this at this point. Right, so it's not as attractive now premium wise, but you get my point on looking to own Apple at these type of levels. So I like that. And then I want to point out a few things because we don't have a long time, and I'm going to open it up for any questions. That's why I had to do just a short, I had to let you guys know about this pop-up without a lot of time. I want to point out some things that you could consider as well, not just beat up things. You can look at things that actually have done well during this bear market, and then they might continue to do well if we have an extended period, more of an extended period of this bear market. Like the second quarter is bearish, the third quarter is bearish, this whole entire year is bearish. You want to see what's been doing well so far this first quarter. And some things that's been doing well is, for example, we have Costco. You can see Costco is doing super well based on this bearish market, right? It's off its highs, but it hasn't dropped very much, right? It's been in a nice little range here. So you can decide, okay, I'm going to be neutral to bullish on this because this stock has has held up well in this bearish market, and it might continue if we continue to have a bearish market. So I would look at things like that as well. You got Costco, that's obviously a well-known name. You have Walmart that has done well. It's literally not too far. It's really bounced back recently significantly, and the market hasn't. Everyone, the market hasn't. The S&P 500 is still in correction mode. 4,300 is 10% down from its high. It's about 100 points off that. So Walmart has definitely recovered here, which is very, that's encouraging. You want to play a stock like that. And if we, for some reason, are going to go into some type of recession, this is going to be that recession-proof type of stock, in my opinion, that Costco as well. And then you have, and then I want to point out something that I put into the trade ideas today. You got Disney that you can play long term. You guys can see the trade that we put. You have Caterpillar that has actually done pretty well recently as well. So think about that as a play. And then I want to talk about just the more speculative trade, and it's Mara, this Marathon. This is the Bitcoin mining stock. If you guys have heard of Riot, this is, most of you have heard of Mara as well. So this is one you can play for a longer term. If Bitcoin is going to return, and I believe it will, and most of you probably believe Bitcoin is here to stay and it's going to be higher down the road. Well, this is one that's going to benefit when cryptocurrencies get their mojo back, and they will get their mojo back. This has been a cyclical type of thing with them. And when they get it back, this is one you want to probably play, and I would play it a little longer term. So you can see we got it geared up 185 days. We literally just buying the call this time for about 780. You have unlimited upside when you buy that call. And so if you get lucky that it goes back to 85 or something like that, it could be an amazing play. If you're not lucky by your directional move, just once again, get out once it's 50% down from your P&L, and you can just move on from there.